Hello and happy Friday. Even my friends in Australia, it's only 11:25 p.m. over there. So happy Friday. Good morning if you're here in Ontario or on Eastern Standard Time with me. I love Fridays. They are so filled with creativity and creation for me. I actually book my Fridays to be that way. This is the day that I record podcasts, that I interview people, that I connect for some video testimonials. And it's a day that is one that has blocks of time put in place to take action and get into flow. So I wanted to talk about why that's so incredibly valuable today and share with you something called the Law of Diminishing Intent. Has it got you? Did it get you during my 7-day challenge even? So Jim Rohn says, the longer you wait to do something you should do now, the greater the odds that you will never actually do it. How many times has this happened to you? It happens to all of us because we're human beings and our brains are structured this way. But think back, a brilliant idea strikes, it's fantastic. You think about it, you might even write it down, but a few minutes later, you find yourself listing all the reasons that it won't work for you. Doubt creeps in, and you just find it getting harder and harder. It's like trying to get through molasses to get back to that passion that you had about it. You start telling yourself, maybe it wasn't such a great idea after all. If it was really meant to be, wouldn't I be more passionate about it still? And the answer is no, that's not how your brain works. The law of diminishing intent is really geared around how your brain does function. You can prevent it from taking hold of you, and that's what this is really about, by taking definite action instantly. Now, that doesn't mean jump in and get to work, but it does mean make a commitment out loud to yourself, to others. Text somebody instantly. Send a quick text or a message and say, hey, I just had a brilliant idea that I'm going to be working on this week. What do you think? Want to help? Block off time in your calendar right now. Again, you don't need to start right now, but if you just pull out your phone, put an hour or two into your calendar so that you know that you're going to work on it, when you'll be working on it. Or if you do have the time, just start mapping it out. Put in some criteria, flesh out how it's going to work. Because when you don't take action, that is when confirmation bias kicks in. You start to tell yourself, oh, well, this is status quo. I'm just going to stick with what I'm comfortable in. It's just the natural order of things. Why do I want to be a disruptor anyway? Well, because you're an entrepreneur. You might just tell yourself, this is the way it's supposed to be, or I guess it doesn't work for me, or it wasn't meant to be. These sound familiar. Or worse, that's just the way I am. Well, that's nonsense. Decide the person you want to become and make the choice that best facilitates that end. This is not like you, or it doesn't have to be. Break this law. Expect the voice of doubt. It's going to happen, right? Your inner critic, make friends with your inner critic and say, inner critic, I love you. I love that you want to keep me safe, keep me from disappointment and embarrassment. Very sweet. I've got this. Silence that voice of doubt by saying, if I hear the voice of doubt, I will laugh. Imagine giving that critter, if you can create the voice of doubt as a character, somebody kind of fluffy and ineffectual, but very loving. Give them a hug in your mind's eye and say, I'm doing it anyway. I'm still human and I'm going to keep going nonetheless. Remember, awareness is power. So when you know that this law is in action in your brain because you're human, then you can watch for it and listen for it and have an if this, then that attitude about it. If the voice of doubt creeps in, then I will laugh, hug my inner doubt, my inner critic, tell them to go sit in the corner. I'll pull them out later when I need some critical analysis or the devil's advocate to come play a hand when I've fleshed out the idea a little bit further. And reconnect to your why. If this is a great idea, does it really bring you toward your vision? Just build that sense of your vision into the decision that you've made. Or get help. Reach out to your accountability partner, your mentor, or your coach. Don't think you already know what to do and you know how to do it. I missed a comma. I was looking at a quote by Tim Grover that I wanted to share with you. Don't think, period. You already know what to do and you know how to do it. So what's stopping you? It's you. Each choice you make changes your trajectory. The past does not determine the future. Just because you've let yourself down, set an intention, and not followed through in the past has nothing to do with who you are today. Your future self does not have to be based on the past self. It can be growing from the lessons of the past instead of repeating them. So what is your choice today? Do it now, before you finish listening to this video, or before you move on to the next thing. What's a teeny tiny action that you can take right now that reaffirms your commitment to a new decision, or a decision that you haven't been taking action on in the past? Just take 5 minutes right now and think about that. Maybe do a little journaling on it and start. Start now so that your brain says, we're doing this. And it gets set into your GPS or your RAS, your reticular activating system, and it becomes part of your reality. Love to hear what you're up to. Have a fantastic Friday, and I will see you again soon.